Hello, my name is Erin Haney, and this video presentation is about the case, the Ready-to-Eat, or RTE, breakfast cereal industry in 1994, provided to us from the Harvard Business School. Question 1. Why has the RTE been so profitable, and what threatens their profitability? The RTE cereal industry has proven to be very profitable in the past, with its high ROAs of 30% and their compound annual growth rates of 3%. We can attribute much of this success to the formation of the Big Three. The Big Three are the top three leaders in the RTE cereal industry: Kellogg, General Mills, and Philip Morris. Accounting for 59% in 1993 sales, the Big Three have infiltrated the cereal industry and claimed it for themselves. But how did they do it? Well, they seem to have supported each other throughout the years from the day they each launched their company, in ways such as cyclic price increases and similar business strategies. When Kellogg would increase their price, the others seemed to follow in suit. When the Big Three and other major branded cereal manufacturers introduced things like vitamin fortification, pre-sweetening, granola, and other natural cereals, sales growth drastically increased and continued to grow. Major cereal manufacturers made it difficult for new companies to even try and enter the market. They were making so many new kinds of cereal, the market became quickly concentrated and all of the niches were filled. And if that didn't make it hard enough to enter the market, it was a fight for shelf space in the food stores. So by now, the cereal industry is full of profitable branded cereal manufacturers, and they just continue to raise their prices year after year. However, the major brands started declining in growth, even Kellogg, who is first of the top three, and they averaged an annual growth rate of -1% from 1990 to 1993. This trend of declination will only continue if the major brands don't change their strategy soon. Brand loyalty is very weak in the cereal industry, and customers will switch companies if they find a better price. Now, this wasn't so much of an issue before, when the market was full of high-priced manufacturers. But now there's a new player in town: the private label cereal manufacturers. These small but wise cereal companies have figured out their way into the market with much lower prices and higher retailer margins. And it was okay if they didn't have the money to fight for a center shelf in the cereal aisle at their local food store, because smaller discount retailers were starting to expand. The emergence of these massive supercenters didn't bother with the slotting allowance, which meant new players had their fair shot at introducing their brand. In just the 3 years from 1990 to 1993, private labels were averaging an annual growth rate of 21%, while the Big Three collectively were averaging less than 1%. Question 2. How does the cost structure compare? Exhibit B on your visual aid shows the breakdown of cost per pound for the Big Three as well as private labels. Private labels were able to keep their manufacturing costs down by using less expensive raw materials. They saved on packaging by using plastic bags instead of the cereal boxes with branded cartoon characters on them. And finally, they distributed in places like Walmart, who didn't charge a slotting allowance, which saved them up to $1 million in cost. All of these savings in manufacturing, packaging, and distribution saved the customer on average $1.20 per pound. That's more than the savings these customers were receiving on the manufacturer's coupons. Question 3. How does General Mills expect to benefit from their announced reduction in promotional expenses and prices? General Mills made the announcement that they were going to cut $175 million out of their advertising and coupon budget, as well as 11% off their prices from their major cereal brands, which accounted for 40% of their sales. Take a look at Exhibit C. Initially, this price cut will affect 40% of their sales by 11%, Without any changes in consumer demand, which is unlikely, General Mills would need an additional $200 million, in sales just to break even. If you'll look at Exhibit D, we can see that the projected sales and costs for General Mills over the next 4 years. If they weren't to cut their prices, we can assume their growth rate of sales to only be 2% per year, leading to a projected profit of $4,787,000,000 by year 4. With the 11% price cut, sales go down, cost of goods stays constant, but the growth rate in sales increases to 4% per year. By year 4, we can predict profits of approximately $5 billion. So, in short, the price and cost cuts will benefit General Mills in the long run. Question 4. How do the benefits depend on the reactions of their competitors? Like any business strategy, General Mills' pricing strategy will depend on what the competitors do in terms of pricing. If the competitors don't change their price at all, General Mills can plan on reaping a larger profit, as their prices will still stay high. Chances are that the competitors will, and General Mills just needs to be prepared for that. Their benefits will also depend on how much the rest of the industry will continue to spend on advertising and coupons. Coupons are proving to be less and less valuable, and competitors may decide to do away with them completely. In this case, General Mills' coupon budget cut won't be as significant. Their benefits depend on several reactions of their competitors, but that shouldn't stop them from taking the lead and finally lowering their prices. Question 5. How will each competitor react? Historically, the big three have followed similar business strategies, so I don't expect them to do any differently now. If Kellogg and Philip Morris don't make any price cuts, they will continue to decline in sales growth and get washed out by the upcoming private labels. General Mills is doing the right thing by taking a look around and noting the change in the RTE industry. Kellogg has some room to play with their being in the top position of the cereal industry. However, they showed the lowest average annual growth, something that can't be ignored. The RTE cereal industry is changing, hopefully for the better sake of the customer. The major brands need to take a look at their high price strategies and realize that their profitability might be going away. Thank you.